Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for pigs. Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what's up happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
Hello and welcome back to Toy Thursday. First Toy Thursday of 2024. It is February 29. And today will be a biggie because today, as promised, I'm going to give you guys a rundown of all the figures I brought back from California from my vacation. So, uh, before we start, here I want to show you guys this little dragon lamp that I bought because some people have complained that the lighting is a bit crappy on Toy Thursday video. So I thought I'd get a little lamp, but I wanted something that would sort of fit as a backdrop piece as well. So we got this little dragon. Unfortunately, I was told that it is not quite bright enough. But hopefully, because I got the kitchen light turned off now, so hopefully it will be okay. Throughout this video, I'm going to try different positions for the lighting, and you guys can let me know which one you guys prefer, because again, blind guy with a camera. I have no idea. You guys need to let me know, otherwise I would never be able to figure this out, right? So, uh, some people asked, so you went to California for 2 months and you brought back 25 pounds of action figures. Did you go there and just do shopping? Actually, no. Most of these figures were sent over to Kitten's house uh, throughout 2023 because it's much cheaper for me to have figures shipped to her if I buy them from the US and then I just go and pick them up and bring them back with me when I go see her. Shipping to Canada is bloody ridiculous. Sometimes you buy $100 worth of action figure and shipping is like $70. It's nuts. And then sometimes UPS or FedEx will charge us extra money on this end when we receive them. So in the end, it's not worth it. For me to get the figure shipped to her, usually it's like free shipping, or if it's Big Bad Toy Store, it's like $4 shipping. Yeah, you can't beat that, you know. Not to mention when I bring them back, I don't even have to pay taxes or custom fee or stuff like that because I am not an inbox collector. I don't keep my figures in the box. So when I bring them through the custom, they're already open. They're not new merchandise. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, um, don't want to drag this on for too long because we do have a pretty long session. I'm not going to linger on each figure for too long. Each figure will eventually get their own review and their own detailed look in the future. Today, we're just going to do a quick rundown of all the figures. And again, please let me know the lighting if it's okay or not. Interestingly enough, the first two I'm going to be showing you guys are not even action figures. These are statues. They're 6-inch statues that are like the 1/12 scale. I guess I like to call them figurines because for me, statues have to be more grand, more fancy. But statues, figurines, these are not articulated. I usually don't buy statues or figurines. Like for me to buy statues or figurines of a character or characters, they have to be something really, really special, right? Like I love Wolverine, but I don't buy Wolverine statue because for me, Wolverine like action figure is fine. I don't need a Wolverine statue. I love uh, I love Thundercat, but I'm not going to buy Thundercat statue. It's just not that important to me. But this first two I'm going to show you guys, well, they're very different, right? Uh, this guy you're looking at, this teenage looking young man in school uniform, I won't even comment on what his pose make me think of. I know what he's doing. Like that's his the way he look when he's charging up his special attack called Spirit Gun. But if you don't know that's what he's doing, that pose is just pure, is really ridiculous, right? Like he's got his hand like pointing, like he's making a gun position, and his hand is like down there by his crotch. Like what the hell? Anyway, this guy's Yusuke Urameshi. I can't pronounce his bloody last name. Why is he so important that I would buy his statue or figurine? Because he is from the anime manga, the show Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho was a big thing when I was a teenager. I remember when it came out, and some people were really big into Dragon Ball, and some people were into Dragon Quest, and some people were into Yu Yu Hakusho. I actually wasn't into Yu Yu Hakusho. I was into Dragon Quest, but I loved the Yu Yu Hakusho video game on the Super Nintendo, and then I once I watched the entire Yu Yu Hakusho anime show. I still have it on my computer. I'm planning on rewatching that sometime. I was hooked. Like it's one of the best anime ever created with demons and monsters and humor and martial arts and so much more. And Yusuke is the main character of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's like when you first when the show start, episode one, you see him dead. He got ran over by a car, and that was just the beginning. Like how cool is that? You the main character start the show by dying, and that's when the story actually begins. That's when his adventure actually starts. He went on to become a spirit detective and have to solve crimes and fight demons and there's a lot more. Anyway, I'm not going to linger too much on it. This is a statue. I believe it's made by Bandai Spirit, and am I impressed by him? No. It's a silly looking pose, and it's a not that exciting looking character, but I got him because I have such fond memory of watching the show with my brother. The next statue, also from Yu Yu Hakusho, however, uh, took me by surprise. I didn't expect to like him, and I got him out of the box. I was quite impressed. So one of the fun thing about being a blind collector is sometimes you have no idea what the character look like. Like people tell you, and you kind of when you watch the show or when you read the book, you get a rough idea in your head of what they might look like. But sometimes you get surprised. Like in this case, right? When I watched Yu Yu Hakusho, I felt that Kazuma Kuwabara, basically the best friend of Yusuke. Kazuma Kuwabara was this joke character. He's like stupid. It's silly. He's like a fool. Okay, yeah, he's like loyal and he has some touching moment, but you know it, I know it. If you watch the show, he's that comic relief character. He's like He's like the Homer Simpson of Yu Yu Hakusho, right? Uh, even the demons don't take him seriously most of the time, to their detriment, because he usually can surprise them. Um, but in my head, I imagined him to be stupid looking, really silly looking. So when I got him out of the package, I'm look at this guy. Okay, maybe his face is silly. I don't know. His hair is kind of goofy. But holy crap, look at that build on him. Like, I had no idea that Kuwabara was this jacked. This guy is like, go to the gym 5 times a day kind of physique. Like, you know, muscles on top of muscles. It's crazy how ripped he is. I had no idea that he's this ripped. I didn't expect him to be this much bigger than Yusuke. Uh, and I really like this statue. Like I said, the character was stupid, but this statue, like a muscular guy, very imposing physique, with an energy sword in his hand. Yeah, it ticks all the right boxes. Now we are going to get to the actual action figures, and I'm going to relocate the Dragon Light to the other side of the box and see if it's better this way. You guys can let me know. Now, these little guys, they are the Mousers from Ninja Turtle. In the cartoon, they are made by Stockman and working for Shredder, and they sent them out to basically kill the turtles and Master Splinter. And these are like walking uh, giant mouse traps. Like they're like 3 feet tall. Uh, well, here they're only 3 inches tall, but in reality, it's supposed to be 3 feet tall. And they're like big mouse trap with a lot of teeth in their jaws, and they're completely made of metal, and they walk on 2 legs. And yeah, so, like honestly, they remind me of the one of those Stephen King horror stories. There's a short story called Chattering Teeth, and it's about this toy that is a set of teeth that when you wind it up, it will go click, 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 and the teeth will mash together, and then the toy is mounted on a pair of boots that will make the teeth walk around and bite people, and somehow it's got possessed or something, and then it's actually killed a bad guy that tried to rob somebody, and it's kind of an interesting horror story, but has a good ending to it. So these monsters kind of remind me of the story, The Shattering Teeth. They're made by Super Seven, and it's pretty cool. You got two damaged, like battle damaged one, and two and three in good condition, so they really look different on your display. They also come with a whole bunch of other accessories that got really nothing to do with them, but you can put in their mouth, like they're eating those. Like they come with like slice of pizza, a couple baby turtles, and a rat, and a vial of mutagen, and a remote control, and all kinds of stuff. Now, most of the time, I skip on Super 7 stuff. I have not been very impressed by Super 7 stuff. They have some really good stuff, as we will see. But the reason I got these is because they were on sale for like 19 bucks. Normally they're 55 bucks. So yeah, 19 bucks. Give me 5 Mousers. Yeah. Here's my credit card. Go for it. I have moved the light source, the dragon lamp, to the middle. Um, Previously, I had that to the left and then to the right. Now I have it in the middle, so I don't know if that makes any kind of difference. Um, Again, you guys need to let me know. So now, moving on, we are looking at one of the figures that was looked forward to by many people. This is Firefly from the Joe Classified Line. This is the second version. I didn't get my hand on the first version because it was like a Target exclusive or some shit. Uh, And so I'm glad they released the second one. Uh, like most of the G.I. Joe classified action figure made by Hasbro, it's like some of the best value you can get at the 25, $26 price range. That's US dollar, of course. Here in Canada, that's being sold for like 34. Uh, but if you are patient, a lot of time you can wait for them to go on sale and you can get a pretty good discount. Like a lot of time, I wait until these guys get down to like $25 Canadian or $27 Canadian, then I grab them. In this case, when I got Firefly, he was being sold for $18 US rather than the usual 25. So I got a deal there. Um, Pretty good figure. He comes with a whole slew of stuff. He comes with a remote control car. I mean, it doesn't really work. It's a miniature remote control car, but it does. Yeah, you know what I mean. Um, he comes with a submachine gun. He comes with a pistol. He comes with a knife, a backpack, two landmines, a remote control for the landmine, uh, and a pair of goggles. And the best part, like I said, like a lot of the G.I. Joe classified figures, everything he comes with can be fitted on his person. I love it. I love it when action figures can do that. Now, for me, I don't have the same kind of attachment to G.I. Joe as a lot of people because it's one of the shows that I knew existed, but I'd never really gotten into. And I never got into the toy line when I was little because they were 3.25 inch guys and they didn't fit in with my bigger action figure. They weren't going to fit in with Batman or Superman. So I avoided them. So this is to say I don't have that kind of nostalgic connection to Firefly and all the other characters. To me, I get them purely because they are cool military action figures. And speaking of cool military action figures, here's another G.I. Joe classified. Here is Shipwreck. He's from the good guys side. Firefly was from the villains, and Shipwreck is one of the good guys. And he's just Navy. He's a Navy guy. Again, I have no connection to the guy. I don't know his backstory. I don't know what he does on the show, but again, just such a cool action figure, right? He's a Navy old-fashioned sailor kind of guy, and he comes with a whole slew of accessories. You can display him with or without his sailor hat. He has a different hairpiece he can wear if you don't want him to have the sailor hat. It comes with his pet parrot, Polly, who's currently sitting on his left shoulder. I don't know if you guys can see, right shoulder, sorry. I don't know if you guys can see that. He also comes with a coil of rope that he can drape over his body like a professional sailor. A like a anchor hook thing that he hangs on his belt by his left leg. I'm not sure what's that for. Does he use that for work or does he use that to hit people with? And he comes with two guns, a regular pistol and an old-fashioned musket, and both can be holstered on his person. This figure I really like because he has that minimalist, trim, uh, casual look about him. Like he's the kind of character that I can see like sticking in the background for just like a pedestrian or just a background character. Um, I'm also going to keep him around for the rest of this show and tell because he is a very standard human-sized figure that will be very useful when we do size comparison. And yes, we totally will need to do some size comparison for some of the figures because as we get on with this show and tell, we're going to be looking at some really big boys. Like I said, my backpack coming home was like 25 pounds, filled with action figures, and some of these are beasts. Some of these are huge. But before we get to that, we got a few more human-sized, reasonably sized action figures to look at. Now these are the Steel Corp troopers. Um, they have an interesting backstory to them. Back in the, I believe, 80s or early 90s, when G.I. Joe was still the small 3-inch guys, uh, the company, I believe it was still Hasbro, right? So Hasbro had this program where if you mail them some money and you mail in your stats and your specialty and what, like they'll make a unique G.I. Joe using your name, your design, and those are called the Steel Brigade. And but somehow there was a mess up, and Hasbro lost the right of Steel Brigade to Action Force, and then so now for them to make Steel Brigade figures in their GI Joe line, they have to call them the Steel Corps Troopers, and you can get these guys in 2-pack, and usually they're like I don't know, like $50, $46, something like that, $55, somewhere around that. But I was able to get them at a really decent price. For like I believe I got two sets, and each set I believe was down to like $32. This was one of those really crazy Black Friday sale, and I just couldn't pass them up. And these guys, while each one of them don't look like much, when you get 2 or 3 sets, they're so much fun because they have so much customizable options. Different helmet, different head, different guns. Uh, their shoulder armors are removable, so you can get different look. So look how I can get 4 different looks out of basically essentially 2 figures because you get 2 figures on each set, male and female. So by getting 2 sets, I can get 4 different looks. Actually, if I have, I can probably get even more different looks out of them because you can just change up the way they hold their weapons, their helmet, their armor, and they also have jetpacks on their back. So I have 2 here that have jetpacks on their back and 2 that don't. So I can get 2 very unique looking figures out of just basically 2 figures. So that was a really good purchase, and I'm pretty impressed by these. They also come with so many effect pieces, like blast effect for guns that work with other GI Joes. So if you want your GI Joe to look like they're firing a gun, then these guys, you should invest in these guys because there's going to be so many energy effect, blast effect pieces left over for you to use with other figures. Now, because I did not charge my dragon lamp, so I'm not sure how much juice it has. So for the remainder of this video, I'm going to go back to regular kitchen light, and just so we don't end up doing an entire video in the dark, and I didn't know about that, right? Okay, so we are going to go back to kitchen light, and but please again tell me if the lamp looked better in the center or on the side. Does it even work? Let me know. Now, for something a little bit more, well, a little bit more, quite a bit more high end, we have Kano from Mortal Kombat, and this one made by Storm Collectibles, and I believe, like I said, the GI Joe guys were like 25, $26. This guy is up there, almost $100. Okay, but he comes with so much stuff, and the quality is just not comparable. Like comparing a GI Joe's action figure by Hasbro, which you can walk into Walmart and purchase, to a Storm collectible figure, which is exclusive. You can only buy it online. A lot of the time, you can only get it from Big Bad Toy Store because they are the licensed exclusive carrier for Storm collectible. It's like comparing a Mercedes to Honda Civic, right? It's very different. I'm not saying that this guy is like high end, but comparing to what we were just looking at, this is some really high end stuff. Again, I'm going to give a more detailed review, but I've been waiting for this guy for quite a long time. I was really impressed by the actor in the Mortal Kombat movie. Like to me, that was the actor for Kano was the only watchable part of the movie, um, especially with the Australian accent. I'm talking about the original Mortal Kombat, okay, not the new one. Um, and he's a guy who's got damage done to his eye, so he's visually impaired, and he loves knives, and he does martial art. He's an evil bastard, but he's yeah, kind of just remind me a little bit of myself, right? So this guy comes with a whole lot of stuff. I'm not going to show all of them here, but I'm going to show some of them. He comes with these pair of big, scary knives that can either be holstered or sheathed in his boots or held in his hand. He comes with a lot of hands too. I'm not going to show them here, but he comes with a lot of different hand options, like three different, well, three or four head options. Like this guy's come with a lot of body parts. Some of it not even his. And if the regular knives are too boring for you, he comes with a second pair of knives that have these energy effect, like almost like they're whooshing through the air. So you can put him in some action pose, or you can if you put these on like fishing lines or wires and hang them, they can look like he just thrown the knife, and the knife is traveling in mid-air. That's really cool. He also comes with this long laser beam that you can plug into his eye, like he's just activating his laser, that the thing that comes and shoots from his eye. That is so cool. And this thing is not some puny, short, 2-inch long energy effect like Hasbro would give you for their figures. Okay, like you get their Cyclops action figure, the effect is barely as long as your finger. Like who's he going to hit with that? Now Kano here comes with this energy effect that is like 7 inches long. Like this, I think this thing is actually taller than him. It's huge. Like it's very light and it's very skinny, but it's really long. Like you can, if you pose him on a bookshelf against some other enemies and put this in his eyes, he can totally hit them. He can totally reach them with this laser blast. Um, I'm noticing that my video app is starting to act up because after it's been on for a while, it will start lagging. So what I'm going to do is we're going to call this part one, and we're going to come back for part two once I get a chance to restart the app and restart my phone. So thank you for staying with me. Hope you guys come back for part two. I'll see you guys shortly. Ciao.